What if I told you that paying your credit card on time every month could actually be one of the biggest reasons you're still in debt? Sounds crazy, right? Most people believe that as long as they make their minimum payment, they are making progress. But today, I'm going to show you a real example where a borrower owes $5,000, makes every payment on time, and still ends up paying $1,000 in interest while remaining in debt for years longer than necessary. And the worst part, the banks love it. Welcome to Precision Debt Advisory LLC. Here I analyze debt using various tools to reveal the true cost of borrowing. That's what I do with my various models, and you'll see it right here. Today we are going to examine what minimum payments actually do to your debt and why they can quietly keep you trapped in debt for years. Let's imagine a borrower who has a credit card debt with an outstanding balance of $5,000 and pays an annual rate or APR of 22%, makes minimum monthly payment of $105. And the funny thing is, most people focus on this outstanding balance, but the real problem is in the interest, as we shall see. One thing you'll notice, let's move to the amortization schedule so that we can move on the same page. Okay, at 22% APR, the monthly interest is roughly 1.8% each month. The monthly interest rate is roughly 1.8%. That means the borrower is approximately being charged $92 during the first month alone. As you can see, you can look at our amortization schedule. Opening balance is $5,000. The minimum payment that we made is $105, and the interest charge is $92. Think about that. Before a single dollar reduces the debt balance, the lender or the bank, your bank has already added about $92 in interest. Let's now see where the illusion of progress comes in. Now, let's assume that our minimum balance, the $105, many borrowers look at this payment and feel good. They think that now that they have paid the $105 towards the debt, but not knowing what the real picture is. The $105 they paid, the larger portion goes to interest, and only $13 reduces their debt. So the balance barely moves. Look at this. Look at our amortization schedule. Look at this. That the reason why the balances never moves, it's because of this little amount that you add each month. So a $5,000 credit card debt, which is quite small, I would say it's averagely small, taking you 115 months or roughly 9.5 years, almost 10 years to clear $5,000 balance. So this balance barely moves because of making this minimum payment. The borrower feels like they are making progress, but the numbers tells a different story, as we have seen. You feel like you're making progress, but $5,000 balance will take roughly 10 years. Now let's focus at the real cost of this debt. When looking at the cost, I really like using the amortization schedule, which I think is so powerful. The reason why we model the debt by month by month, it's because we can clearly see how much goes to interest right here. How much of your payment goes to interest, and how much goes to your principal or to your debt reduction, and how long your debt lasts. As I have shown you, your debt will last up to 1/15th month, which is roughly 9.5 years, about almost 10 years. and the results sometimes are shocking, as you can see. A debt that appears to be manageable today, or a small balance like this one, and can remain in your books for years. Small manageable debt like this staying in your book in your books for 10 years. During that time, and thousands of dollars are transferred from your pocket to the lender in form of interest. Let's now look at the interest part. While this debt is taking 115 months to pay off, the total interest this particular 5,000 amount accrues is $6,928, way higher than our starting balance. That's the danger. That's one danger of making minimum payments. That's one danger. That's why making minimum payments is dangerous, and that's why I always discourage it. So the debt becomes, while looking at this, it's like this debt has become a subscription fee to your bank. And think about it. They get this question a lot. Why do you think banks really like you when making minimum payments? And my answer is always the same. Banks don't want you. Banks don't really want you to necessarily default, but they also don't want you to clear your balance or your balances to disappear too quickly. And that's why they have designed the minimum payments to keep your account current. The minimum payments are not designed to eliminate debt quickly. That's an important distinction. The minimum payment will only solve the bank's problem and not yours. The reason why the minimum payments will never solve your problem is because the banks keep draining your account for long and long. So you'll keep dishing out your money to the bank. So what is the alternative? We'll still use the same scenario but different figures. We'll just make a slight change. Let's say that this particular borrower increases their payment or makes an extra monthly payment by few bucks, very few dollars. Let's assume an amount everyone can afford. An amount maybe around $25 or $50. Let's go with $50. And now come back to our amortization schedule and see the magic happening. Now, from our amortization schedule, our opening balance is 5,000. Now our payment now adds up to, now because we have made an extra 50, our payment is 155. And now the good thing with this is this extra 50 goes directly to reducing our outstanding balance. And you can see by adding $50 each month, our debt is now reducing by 63. Now normally 92 goes to interest, and now we have been left with 63 as our debt reduction, 63 reducing our principal. And these results will actually will shock you. It's dramatic because they are accelerating the principal reduction by $50 each month. So what does that mean? That means our payoff date or timelines will decline significantly, and our interest charges will fall faster. Let's look at this. Let's get to the summary and look at it. Now, here is where the juice is. The months it will take to clear our debt, it's now 51. From 115 months, or roughly 9.5 years, to 51 months. only making a change by $50, and you reduce your timeline by 5 years. Let's now go straight to interest rate and see how much the interest charges have fallen. Interest charges have fallen from 6,000 to 2,000. Imagine saving 4,292 in interest just because you planned your debt well and only added a small amount of $50 to your debt. Imagine saving 5 years of time and you stay debt free, and also not only saving time, money in terms of interest cost, you save $4,000. Same debt, different strategy. The key lesson from this particular experiment is minimum payments are not a repayment strategy. I see them as a survival strategy. If your goal is financial freedom, you need to know your payoff timelines, your total interest cost on debt, how extra payments change the outcomes, and without these numbers, you are driving blind. Now, if you are carrying debt and want to know how long it will take to become debt-free, how much interest you will pay, how much you could save with a better strategy, you can comment below or reach out to us, Precision Debt Advisory LLC. I can build you a personalized debt analysis showing your payoff timelines, interest cost, and opportunities to reduce both. Because when you understand the numbers, you take control of the debt instead of letting the debt control you.